Mike, and he was on Dan Patrick. I don't know where else he was. I heard him on Dan Patrick today, and he's doing a lot of lawyer speak. You know, he's trying to hang his hat on these semantics. You know, see the report states, you know, more probable than not. Well, that's only 50.1% over 49.9%. That's basically a coin toss. No, my man. That's not what it is. That's the preponderance of evidence that the NFL requires. It's just like a civil case. When you sue somebody for like wrongful death, that's all you have to do is make it more likely that they were responsible than not. So
Right.
to hang your hat on that is ridiculous. And what you're doing is you're playing on people's ignorance, because then other fools, because remember, guys, stupidity is a disease, and it's very, very contagious. So when one person says something stupid, and then other stupid people or people who are on the verge of being stupid hear this thing, they become even more stupid as well. So stupid people are here, yeah, you know what? He's right. They didn't even come out and say that he really, 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 really did it. Well, that's not what it's going to say, dumbass.
Right.
That's not the burden of proof. The burden of proof is more probable than not. And any fool who read those text messages, like, damn, like, people want to start talking to me about, like, the science stuff at the end. I'm good. I'm good. Nah, I don't need all that. You know, like my man, like Damian Woody said today, I got common sense. I don't need to be a physicist. I have common sense. And you talking about two lower-level employees. For what you got to assume is that at the time they were texting back and forth, they knew that Ted Wells was going to investigate this thing, so they want to make it seem like Tom was involved. You gotta believe that happened. And guess what? It didn't. It didn't happen. It did not happen that way. These were genuine text messages between two dudes just having a conversation. Like, yeah, screw Tom. He's an a-hole. Tell him, me, the deflator, I want my stuff, or else the next one's going to look like a rugby ball or a balloon or whatever.
We've had those kind of texts.
Yeah, they're genuine.
True double A.
My man, let me tell you something. I don't know if you saw this today, and whoever saw this today got a treat. Teddy Bruschi. Oh my God, he is such a rube. He is such a freaky, like, God, dude, the Patriots don't pay you no more, my man. Do your gig. Like, I don't give a damn how long you've known Tom Brady.
He a P4L.
Oh my God. He's the worst.
P4L, shout it.
Him and like this is probably one of the first times in a long time I've seen this happen. Two analysts got very, very angry at each other. Like, it turned really, really, real. Like, it got personal at one point. Him and Damian Woody on whatever show that was. I don't know. It might have been NFL Live or something, one of those shows. And they're talking to him, to Teddy Bruschi, about, you know, the situation or whatever. He emphatically, and what did I say yesterday, y'all? Or maybe it was like Tuesday or something. You can't go that hard. He's like, Tom Brady definitely wouldn't do that. I know Tom Brady, and I know my friend, and if he said he didn't do it, then he didn't do it. And Damian Woody was like, hold on. He was like, hold on, my man, can you read? He didn't say that, but he was basically like, dog, calm down. Just look at it out, like I'm always telling people, zoom out. If you're too close to the situation emotionally, do your best to be an adult and zoom out. And act like this happened to, I don't know, act like it happened to Peyton Manning. How would you feel like then? Or some quarterback that you weren't that close with. How would you feel then? Like, what would your perspective be then?
Well, it's just one of them things, Mike, where, just as human, right? How many times has somebody that you know or somebody that you admired or were close to did something and said, I ain't do that?
I don't play them games, dog. I do not play them games. I've said it many a times. You heard me say it when it came out, when we was talking about Jerry Sandusky. Like, when them dudes was like, when Joe Paterno's son was like, my dad's completely innocent. Hold on, I know that's your dad, but back up, cuz.
Yeah, right.
You got to back up. I don't put nothing past nobody. And maybe that's just my pessimistic nature. And I get what you're saying. Like, most of the time, yeah, you see the mom outside the courtroom crying because my son wouldn't do something like that. I'm not wired that way. I don't give a damn who you are. I don't give a damn what your relationship is to me. Like, if the facts bear it out that it's something else, well, guess what it is? Yeah, something bad's about to happen, dude. You know, I don't care how close I am to you. It's a bad look, but whatever. So I see him and Damian Woody going at, and I can feel it while I'm watching the TV, like, escalating a little bit more and a little bit more, to the point now the moderator, the girl that does the show, that was doing the show today, she doesn't usually do it. She ain't say nothing for about 10 minutes, bruh. Like, these two dudes are going back and forth about this thing. Like at one point, Damian Woody says, I respect Tom Brady, but I don't believe him. Teddy Bruschi says, then no, you don't respect him. Then Damian Woody then says, what kind of foolishness is that? That's like saying, if your kid lies to you, you're done with him. That's not this. And I was like, he's absolutely right. You can have respect for somebody. But if they lie, you call them at face value for what it is. Tom lied. You know what I mean? He lied about it. He said he didn't even know the dude. And after the chick caught Teddy Bruschi in that situation, she was like, because he mentioned the guy. He mentioned him. He even mentioned him by nickname, right? Which means you got a relationship with somebody if you got a nickname for him, right?
Right.
The trainer or whatever. And she said, well, what about Tom Brady? You said you was there. You knew the dude. Tom Brady said he didn't know him. Well, I know him as so-and-so. Like, when I saw his real name, I didn't even realize who they were talking about. Come on, B. Who? We talked about this yesterday. This dude has been there since he was a kid doing the same job. That tells you.
So that means when you come,
right.
when you a rookie or whatever, and you come in,
Right.
like this one of the dudes that they like, oh, you got to meet him.
Everyone knows him.
Yeah, he's the equipment man. Look,
Everyone
okay,
knows
let's just
him,
say
dude.
this. Hold on, just stop. Okay, because in football, I know this, and not firsthand because I didn't play, but I know from watching that the players interact with those dudes anyway. I mean, if they need some type of adjustment on their face mask, or their face mask, just anything. So you can't tell me I don't know this person.
Dude, it was so ridiculous.
But he laces up my shoes. He laces up my shoes every Sunday, but I don't know this cat.
Oh man, that dude told Damian Woody that those text messages mean nothing to him. He was like, "What? What do you mean they mean nothing?"
He must not have heard what text messages do these days.
Right.
He must not have heard about that.
He said, well, those text messages don't mean anything. It's like they don't mean anything.
Text messages will sell your fake these days.
I was like, my man, I was like, Teddy Bruschi's too far gone. Like whatever that Kool-Aid was they were serving when he was there, it was a lot stronger than the stuff they serving now. Cause he's in there, he's in it to win it, dude. Like,
well, because he was there. Cause he was there for right there in the beginning of the dynasty.
Oh, as a matter of fact, this is what he says to Damian Woody, and then after it happened, dude. Because on me, I was like, why the hell didn't you start recording it? Like, I'm sitting right in front of the console. I'm like, why the hell did you start recording it? Because it's like a fight. And I'm like, I'm just watching it happen. I'm like, God, what the hell?
Do that,
right. I'm like, this is awesome. But he says, Damian, he says, Woody, for a guy who you played center for 2 years and won 2 championships with, you mean tell me you don't believe him? He was like, nope, that has nothing to do with it. He says that has nothing to do with this. And I was like, he's so right.
Boy.
He's so, all that stuff that you've been with.
Who Teddy Bruschi is?
Oh, God.
Teddy Bruschi is Tom Brady's AC Challenge.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
Oh, even better. And while he was talking and while this dude was getting absolutely infuriated. He was getting so angry, man. And to the point where Damian Woody had to pretty much shout him down. Like, it felt like I was waiting for the point where he was about to say, "You're an idiot." I was like waiting for that to happen. That's probably why I was frozen, not recording it, because I was like, something's about to get said here that somebody's not going to be able to take back. Because these dudes, they're totally off script at this point. There's no telling what the producers are saying in their ears at this time, but whatever it is, they're not listening. They're just going forward. But immediately as I thought about this, does anyone remember Ryan Braun and Aaron Rodgers? Buddies, right?
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers. Yep. That's my man, $100,000. He wouldn't do that. And if he said he didn't do it, then he didn't do it. But then he said he did. But then that happened. And that's the first thing I said. I said, you know what, Teddy? You're going to be up crap creek. Because he hadn't spoken yet. Like, you hadn't heard from him. So then what if he comes out and finally just says, you know what? The gig is up. Yeah, I tried to get by. And I got caught. Now, what if he says
there's a lot of people like that. Because Robert Kraft is the other person that tried to be like that.
Man.
As you know, he came out and was dead ass serious after that AFC Championship game. that nobody in his organization did anything.
Demanding an apology.
And everybody was going to have to bow down and apologize when the report came out.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tell you why that's different. Because if you're the owner, right, and you ask Tom if he did it, and he says no, well, you have no other reason to not believe him. You know what I mean? If Tom says he didn't do it, he didn't do it. But in his Teddy Bruschi case, 100-day investigation went forward with an ex-FBI agent, and now you're still on that. Like, that's what I'm always talking about. When you have information and you still want to be on the side of the dumb, you deserve everything you get. The Robert Kraft thing, like an example we gave earlier. Like, if a parent has a kid, right, and you say to your kid, "Were you doing the stealing?" and your kid says, "No, I didn't steal nothing, Dad." All right, cool. But then you see the surveillance tape, and then you're still like, "My kid didn't do it." Well, then you're an idiot. It's all right to believe your people.
Right.
It's okay to believe your people because you should believe your people. But when the evidence shows up and you're still like, "Nah, of course he didn't do it." Wait a minute. That's Jeremy right there on the tape, Mom. I don't care. Okay, Mom, you're an idiot now. Bye. No one can talk to you ever again.
Because you do have those.
Right.
Because you do have those.
You do.
Yeah.
And that's who Teddy Bruschi is. He saw his kid on tape and was like, "I don't care what you say. He didn't do it. Tom didn't do it."
Yeah, my kid might have them Jordans on, but he ain't steal them.
Right.
I don't know where he got them from, but he ain't steal them. He ain't got to steal.
Only for, like, on Tuesday, Tom shows up in front of a bunch of reporters and says he did. Now you're an idiot. You can't go that hard, man, before you hear from the dude. Like, okay, you heard from him before evidence showed up. Now evidence is here. Text messages and all this kind of stuff are here. And if you want to hang your hat on more probable than not, doesn't mean he did it. Okay. Go talk. When you go visit Aaron Hernandez in the pokey, tell him that too. Because that's what they had on him. That it was more probable than not that he killed that dude. Ain't nobody see him do it. Well, I should say this. The two people who did see him do it, they didn't testify. They didn't find no murder weapon. So as far as that's concerned, it was just more probable than not based on other evidence. Bubble gum, videotapes of him tearing up cell phones, people seeing him at restaurants. Yeah, it was just more probable than not. But guess what? You wouldn't want somebody to let Aaron Hernandez out of jail right now because you believe he kills people.
No.
Right.
Yeah, well, nobody let him out of jail. I don't care if he's a patriot or not.
Get the hell
Robert Kraft would let that fool out of jail.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That whole thing that everyone's hanging their hats on, the fool people are hanging their hats on. And I love being in these positions too because I don't have any bias either way. Like, if it's up to me, I would prefer Tom Brady not be suspended. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to see Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm a subscriber to the NFL Red Zone channel. So when the local team, who has been bad for the last 2 years, is doing what they've been doing, yeah, I watch that. And then when they go to the Patriots game, I do not want to see Jimmy Garoppolo. I want to see the best. I always want to see the best athletes available on my TV at all times.
I'm saying if there's room for Tom Brady to be suspended, damn it, I want him to be suspended. I mean, because you let him get away. You don't suspend him and you don't do anything. Just imagine the firestorm that's going to create.
Yeah, let me clarify what I'm saying before, because I understand where you could misunderstand what I'm saying. Not that I'm rooting for either side. Is my overall point. I'm not rooting for either thing to happen. You just don't have
to watch bad football. That's your
problem.
You
don't always. Want to watch bad football. I want to watch the best athletes always perform. Period. I always want that. So if he doesn't get suspended, I'm not going to be outraged. I'm be like, oh, whatever. There's Commissioner Goodell doing his Commissioner Goodell thing. And if he does get suspended, I'm like, well deserved. You know what I mean? Because now
if he doesn't, I just want to hear what Commissioner Roger Goodell's, what the reason to be.
Nah, that ain't going down. Yeah, he gonna give him some games. This is all hypothetical that I'm talking about. Yeah, this cat is getting games, dude. There is no way, because we know Roger Goodell for doing one thing and doing one thing well: listening and watching watching the public sentiment and kind of finding his way. He's basically allowing us to punish Tom Brady. Is what's happening right now. Or
really?
It's not even him. I'm sorry. It's not even him. It's Troy Vincent. Troy Vincent is the one who is giving out the punishment. But that's the NFL way.
Now that's his boy. So I'm trying to figure out, is it